I had been working as a security guard for a few years and had seen some weird stuff during my night shifts, but nothing prepared me for the night I encountered a glowing portal in one of the offices. It started when I was doing my usual patrol of a large office building. As I approached one of the offices, I noticed that it was glowing. The light grew brighter, and the door creaked open on its own. I hesitated for a moment, but then curiosity got the better of me, and I stepped inside. The office was completely empty, with no furniture or equipment, but in the middle of the room, there was a strange glowing portal. It looked like a swirling vortex of light, and I could feel a strong pull, as if something were trying to suck me in. I tried to back away, but my feet felt rooted to the ground. The pull grew stronger, and I felt myself being dragged towards the portal. I screamed for help, but no one came. Just when I thought I was going to be sucked into the portal, the pull suddenly stopped, and I was released. I ran out of the building as fast as I could, never looking back. I never spoke about what I saw to anyone, but the memory of the glowing portal stayed with me for a long time. I had just started working as a security guard at a museum that was said to be haunted by a former curator who died on the job. I didn't believe in ghosts, but I soon changed my mind. During my night shifts, I could hear strange whispers and footsteps coming from the exhibits. Every time I investigated, there was nothing there. But one night, I saw something that made my blood run cold. I was doing my usual patrol, and I saw a shadowy figure walking through the museum. I called out thinking it was a burglar, but the figure didn't even respond. I shined my flashlight on it, and it disappeared. I thought this was strange. I was about to call the police when I saw a handwritten note on my desk. It read, "You're not alone." I didn't know who wrote it, but I had a feeling that it was the ghost of the former curator. After that, I started seeing the shadowy figure more often, and I could hear its whispers in my ear. I couldn't take it anymore and quit my job, but the memory of the haunted museum still sticks with me to this day. I had been working as a security guard at a large manufacturing plant for several years, and in that time I had seen my fair share of strange incidents, but one particular night stands out in my mind as the scariest moment in my career. It was a typical evening, and I was doing my rounds as usual. The factory was quiet, and there was nothing out of the ordinary, but as I approached one of the storage rooms, I heard a strange noise coming from inside it. It sounded like someone was banging on the door from the inside. At first, I thought it might be a prank or a coworker who had stayed behind after hours, but the banging grew louder and more distinct, and I knew that something was definitely wrong. I pulled out my flashlight and shined it through the window to get a better look inside. To my horror, I saw a pair of glowing eyes staring back at me. The eyes were green and bright, and they seemed to be fixed on me. I froze, unsure of what to do next. I called for backup on my walkie-talkie and waited for them to arrive before investigating further. As I waited, the banging continued, and I realized that it wasn't coming from a human. It sounded more like an animal. When my colleagues arrived, we cautiously approached the storage room. We tried to look through the windows, but the glowing eyes were gone. We slowly opened the door, and that's when we saw it. A feral cat was trapped inside, and had been the source of the banging all along. At the moment, I felt a sort of mixture of relief and embarrassment. I had called for backup over a cat, but looking back, I know I made the right decision. As a security guard, it's my job to investigate any strange noise or movements that could be a potential threat. The incident left me shaken for a long time. I had never encountered a feral cat before, and I had no idea how dangerous they could be, but it also reminded me the importance of staying vigilant and always expecting the unexpected. I had been working as a security guard at a large shopping mall for a few years, and I had always prided myself on my ability to spot potential dangers before they became a problem. But one night, I came face to face with a situation that I never could have predicted. It was a busy night, and the mall was filled with shoppers and employees. I was patrolling the parking lot, keeping an eye out for any suspicious activity. As I made my way around the lot, I noticed a car parked in a secluded area with its headlights off. I approached the car cautiously, unsure of what to expect. I knocked on the window, but there was no response. I tried again, but still no one answered. As I was about to call for backup, the car's headlights came on and the engine roared to life. The car sped off, narrowly missing me as it raced past. I was shaken by the incident, but I knew that I had to act quickly. I immediately called for backup and reported the car's license plate number to the police. Later, I found out that the car had been involved in a robbery at a nearby gas station. The occupants of the car had been armed and dangerous, and if I had approached them, it could have turned out into a deadly situation. The incident taught me the importance of staying alert and paying attention to my surroundings. It also reminded me that as a security guard, I play a crucial role in preventing crime and keeping people safe.